the birth of Ishaq, there is an issue in relation to the building of the Kaaba and Bayt al-Maqdis. And that there is something of a dispute around who built Bayt al-Maqdis. Since in an authentic narration, it is mentioned that Bayt al-Maqdis was built 40 years. The time difference between the building of the Kaaba and the building of Bayt al-Maqdis was 40 years. And some argue then what is intended, or what was the intent here? Because there is a body of the people of knowledge who hold that Ismail and Ibrahim built the Kaaba, and that it was Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam who originally built the first foundations of Bayt al-Maqdis. So there are two positions, that Ismail built the Kaaba, and that Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam built and raised the foundations of Bayt al-Maqdis. The second position is that Adam alayhi salatu wasalam established both. And that is that he built the foundations of the Kaaba, and then 40 years later built the foundations of Bayt al-Maqdis. And that Ibrahim raised the foundations of the Kaaba, and that Yaqub raised the foundations of Bayt al-Maqdis. On the position that it was that it was Yaqub who raised and built Bayt al-Maqdis, that would necessitate that Ibrahim had Ishaq and they had Yaqub, and that was in relative close proximity. That is, Ishaq married early, had Yaqub who married early, and who then within that 40-year period was and could possibly have been a 20-year-old man, old enough to start building something, old enough to get to work. And of course, Ikhwan, that was something that would occur in those times. That people would marry early, in their early teens, sometimes before that, which is something that is jiddan possible. Likewise, the scholars, they argue that Allah Azza wa Jal, when they were given the glad tidings of Ishaq, Allah Azza wa Jal, in many verses, gave them the glad tidings of Yaqub. That they gave them the glad tidings of Ishaq, wa min wara'ihi Yaqub, and after him Yaqub. And that was mentioned in more than one verse, which indicates, they mention, that Allah Azza wa Jal gave them the glad tidings of both of them because they would both observe them in their lifetimes. That they would witness Ishaq and that they would witness Yaqub in their lifetimes. The both of them being born and being alive while they were born. And so on that basis, that would indicate then that the birth of Ishaq and the birth of Yaqub were in relative close proximity, which would then remove and eliminate any ishkal or any problem with Yaqub being the one who raised Bayt al-Maqdis. Now,